What's up, guys? So this is gonna be my fourth uh, post about this, my fourth video. This girl here, you can go follow her on Facebook if you don't want to watch me talk about this. I'm gonna read this all to you, and this one's like five pictures long, so this one's probably gonna take about 15 minutes. So, this woman has a crush on Brian Kohberger. And she's really, for real, serious. She sent him pictures, apparently. She sent him letters. She gave him her phone number. Like, yeah, it's just, the whole thing's just weird to me. But anyways, let's get it started on this. If you guys don't want to listen to me read it, go find her on Facebook. It's pretty easy. Just put her name in, you'll find her. You can read all 20 or 30 posts she has about Bryan. I've only picked out like 6, but this one's a really long one. So here we go. I know that for me to ever even think that my love interest named Bryan would ever restrict my account on here or say things go against community standards is something that he'd never do for any reason, whether he had any moral interest in me or not. I know that although you don't know this person at all, it's just weird. I know that although someone restricted my account on here so frequently lately and saying things go against the community standards has just started on a particular account since I've mentioned my feelings for Bryan, along with harassing comments as well as people putting emojis on my post on my other account. They were saying things went against the community standard and banned me for unnecessary reasons in the past before I ever liked and knew of Bryan. But since I've started mentioning Bryan on here, people have just started commenting things even though I don't read them. You do read them, or you wouldn't even bring them up. Like, you literally read them, or you wouldn't bring it up. I don't read them usually because I'm not going to expose myself to certain haters and drama and leaving emojis on post and time again, making things show up, mentioning how my account is restricted and things go against the community standards when I wasn't experiencing any of that on this account until I started talking about my feelings for Bryan. Even though I don't know Bryan personally, I know that to ever think that he would do anything to ever cause my life to be more stressful or worse without me knowing it's him doing it would be incorrect. This guy literally, never mind, you guys know what he did. I also know that there's a chance he'd never hurt me physically or emotionally. You do know what this guy's accused of, right? Okay. Unless I ever let it get to me that he doesn't like me like I do him. If that were the case, in which case he wouldn't be hurting me intentionally, in my opinion, and his honesty would be appreciated if he didn't like me like I do him. If Bryan and I do in fact have the same birthday, with us being Scorpio and Sagittarius crispers, and born on the last day for this Scorpio zodiac sign, although in different years, even if I wasn't attracted to him and didn't have the romantic feeling for him that I do, I would have interest in him and knowing. Okay, let's just go over here. Interest in. Okay, I would have interest in him and knowing impressive things about him, as well as certain things he has overcame and certain experiences he has had. I already know that he used to be overweight, heavier set, and he lost weight and went through that transformation, and he also overcame a drug addiction and was on the road to success and was successful successful and intelligent. But like I mentioned in the past post, I wouldn't like everyone that I have the same birthday as, even if in different years like I do Bryan, and I haven't felt that way over anyone else that I've found out I have the same birthday as in different years, including famous people. If Brian and I do have the same birthday, I know that we could still have some different birth chat placements. Birth chart placements. Okay. I wonder what his placements are and how mine and legit and accurate birth chart would show I don't know. He and I have the same birthday. If we in fact do, could make us already significantly compatible, even though I haven't ever felt for others with the same birthday like I do for him. You've said that already. I've already sent him 3 letters in the mail since I started sending out letters. Oh, what the hell. Although some of the letters have more than one letter, but are in the same envelope. I've only sent pictures in one of the letters/envelopes, and the number I sent was 4, meaning number of pictures. That last letter I mailed out was kind of lengthy, and I didn't want to ever give him a headache, but I know that may never cause that to happen. I want to help things for him instead of making things worse. I want to write him another letter in the future and also express my concern to him about someone taking the things I said in post about him and then writing them to himself as if they thought it was if they thought of it. But as I mentioned on here before, I don't want to seem like I think too highly of myself, although that doesn't indicate that, and there are people that would do something like that. Meaning that they'd take things I said and act to him like they said it through or thought of it. I know that without me personally knowing Brian, it's normal that I don't know without a doubt that he'd be and not be certain ways towards me, although if he's my divine, oh my gosh, counterpart, there are ways he would never be towards me, and also soulmates and twin flames are ones that share connections that are significant and meaningful and that don't make your life worse. Even though the twin flame journey can have some difficulties, even think there will never be a toxic in that relationship suddenly. One thing I've heard is that you meet your twin flame after you've been through something traumatic or unfortunate, although I'm not sure if experts on that connection agree that has to be the case for every twin flame connection. I don't even know what the hell a twin flame is, guys, so if you know what that is, comment below, because I have no fucking clue, but I just think this is freaking crazy. With all the pictures I've sent of Brian, I've seen of Brian, I mentioned that he looks different in some of them compared to others, and although I can't remember perfectly what his yearbook picture looked like that I've seen in some videos, but I remember somewhat. I think he looks different in that than he does in his mugshot from Pennsylvania, as well the one from Idaho that I added hearts and lipstick to, and I think that he looked somewhat different from the side view in the courtroom. Woo! Okay. Somewhat different in the courtroom than he does in the mugshots. In one of the photos of him that I've seen where he's wearing a tie and is outside, there's something I like about the photo as well. Although I don't know how old he was. It was daytime and he was smiling, and the sun might have been somewhat bright since he didn't have on sunglasses. I like various pictures of him, even though he looks different in some of them, and I think that he looks attractive in the mugshot. Oh my god. Really? From Pennsylvania, where he was wearing this the S smuck, if that's what it is called, from what I remember hearing it called. I liked his hair and facial expressions, eyes, bone structure, and liked it overall. Although how many had been feeling at that time wasn't very positive, considering the position he was in and what he was accused of. That's why you should run. What the? With me mentioning days ago about how I feel out via the Commonwealth Journal online that one of my significant past crushes named Jake passed away this month, and I couldn't believe I was finding out that happened to him, since he was someone I had a massive crush on that lasted a. Okay, where's the Jake? Okay, right here. Lasted a long time. I know that I did my best at communicating how big my crush was on him, but when I had my crush on him that lasted a long time, he was the most important person to me regarding my love life, and I wished so much that he was legitimately my Pacific other, because he and I were in a relationship, and I didn't want him to be my husband that I also had kids with. I didn't want him to be my husband that I also had kids with. Okay. So you had a husband, but you wanted a boyfriend. Okay, got it. If he were still alive, and it was a time that I was on here mentioning my feelings for him, and it hadn't gotten back to him in the past when I mentioned it, but it was now. I don't know how that would have affected him if I ever known how massive my crush on him was, although I never expressed it to him. I still don't know if it ever did get back to him when I came on here and mentioned in a few years ago after they moved out of the apartment complex I lived in. But if he was alive, I know that I would have been on here this month mentioning him, because I have had a new love interest, which is Bryan, that I've had genuine feelings for, and that has been the one I've thought of in romantic and intimate ways. If he was alive and ever knew about my crush I used to have on him, even if he would never enter any conversation with me or reach out, I hope he never would have been one to interfere with my life in any way that I would have liked. And even bring that up is not intended to show any type of disrespect towards him. I know that water signs are one that pertains to the emotions, and also I know that some of them supposedly possess emotional compassion for certain individuals, and there are some people that if they have any type of loving and caring feeling towards you, that it is special, and they also process a genuine loyalty towards you, which is also special. And there are some people that even if they're not having intimate with you in a relationship, they wouldn't be for anyone making you unhappy and interfering with your life in ways that aren't right. And there are some people that are such capable matches in love and marriage connections that they express all love, loyalty, devotion, and satisfaction in all areas that one. Holy crap, I just screwed that up. That one could ever want, and they would replace that person with anyone. I'm someone that sees it as an ideal to be honest with my partner if I have one, although I've been without one for a long time, and also showed respect in not mentioning old crushes that I've moved on from. But the reason I'm mentioning my feelings for Jake that passed away this month is because of how significant that was when he was my love interest for so long, that made him the most important person in my life in terms of my love life for so long, and also Some people supposedly aren't in a relationship here in the physical world in terms of being in a legit relationship in what I think may be called the 3D. Oh my God. But they are still connected spiritually in what's called a 5D. And supposedly, some people share a telepathic bond between them. And also, as I've mentioned before, I've heard of people that have shared past lives together, and when you meet someone here in this lifetime that feels so familiar, although you know you've never been with them, it's supposedly because you've been with them in past life. When I mentioned that what I felt for Jake was different than what I felt for others that I've had past crushes on. I know some won't believe me or understand the depth of what I feel between he and I, but I know the way I feel, and I just wonder if he would ever know how I feel about him, what he wouldn't thought or felt. My feelings for Bryan are real and legit. I don't even want anyone to cause interference regarding him and I, although I know that some people that may read these posts may not be as well-wishers for the connection I wish to have with him, even if they wouldn't do anything to interfere. I don't want to laugh, guys, because 4 people lost their life because of this guy. Supposedly. Like, he hasn't had court yet, so he hasn't been found guilty. But 4 people supposedly lost their life because of this guy. That this woman somehow has a crush on and loves him like he's her soulmate. And she's never talked to him ever. She sent him some letters, but he hasn't wrote her back. It's weird. That's what it is.